The fruit. The brute and the fruit. The brute.
The fruit and the fruit.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Brute and the Fruit. I'm Kirk.
I'm Burger.
And we are here, as always, with producer Tim. Tim, how you feeling, bud?
Hey,
I'm
Tim.
feeling great.
Happy New Year, everyone. We're back.
Yeah, it took us a little while.
We took a little bit of a holiday, and, we deserve that time.
Yeah, we've earned it.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know
work
about
hard.
I don't know about that, but you guys have been trying, even if it didn't produce results, and I'm proud of you in a way.
Well, what Tim is referring to is what I referred to in a text message as content for the vault. We did have a few attempts, I guess, at recording material where we did record material, and it's all just kind of stuff that we just never got around to editing together and putting out. So then it's like, well, let's just do a whole new show, and then that shit can just be something you look back later and go, oh, that was a funny bit. Ha-ha.
Yeah, we'll keep it in content purgatory for now.
We'll create an amalgamation.
Well, when the Patreon finally kicks in for our show, it could be content that we release exclusively to one of the pay tiers.
There you
Outtakes.
go.
Outtakes, yeah, outtakes and
Bloopers.
whatever, like the entire outtake reel for the intro to our show.
Right.
Yeah.
Us taking 45 minutes trying to get a decent intro.
But it's a new year. I was told I'm feeling a little gypped because I was told when it hit 12 a.m. January 1st, 2021, that everything was going back to normal. You know, kind of like a Cinderella thing. Like the carriage was going to turn back into a pumpkin.
I'd like to know who told you that, but
I feel like
I feel
it's
like
more
everybody's kind of been saying that. I feel like 2021 so far is just a sequel to 2020.
Okay, like 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
back and ready for more.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like we're just not, getting out to the right start for a year in
No.
the first week.
Kind of like
But-
this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of 2020 energy holdover. So I think
Yeah.
maybe February or March it'll start feeling like normal again.
But everything is what you make of it. And here at the Brute and the Fruit, we all, as a company here, have decided that we were going to try to make the best of what we could, that we have control of. And we've all kind of tossed around, and as generic as some of them may sound, some resolutions, for lack of a better term, or just shit to make ourselves be better, humans in the next year, or more productive in a sense, and so here as a production group, we're hoping to bring more content, obviously, at a better, and always getting better, obviously,
Yes.
but,
And we all have some personal.
personal goals. Obviously, I think the one that's perpetual for me every year is to stop being so disgusting and fat and nasty. And
I didn't
smelly.
see you last year,
and
but
nasty.
I can't. It would be hard to imagine that you made much progress this year.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like I regressed a
Come on.
lot, actually, and I'm really hoping to get back on the ball, and feel good about it. It's been a week, and it's kind of,
I've been
you have to form habits first, So
They
that's
say it
breaking
takes
old
like
habits.
21 days to form a habit,
Yeah,
and we're only in the first week.
yeah.
and the old habits die hard.
Yeah.
So of course
they
I'm
do.
still drinking.
Yeah, well, drinking is not. I'm definitely not taking drinking off the docket. Like that's not. What am I gotta take things slow. Like maybe next year's New Year's resolution could be like, don't start drinking at 6 o'clock in the morning. But for
Okay.
now, I was like, start eating better.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but then I'm working in this job in
Exercise.
Seattle,
Good,
and I'm
yeah.
5 blocks away from Dick's.
No, keep
Oh.
it
It's
big.
like cheap
Better.
cheeseburgers.
Better. Like it tastes better than the McDonald's you were having before.
Well, there you go.
There's a
keep
way
better.
to justify it. There's
also a
and
Jack in the Box.
There's also like a bleed over period where it's like
Thank
you're
you.
still trying. You have to you can't completely cut yourself off 100%. Like you have to kind of ease off of it. And so then because then it all becomes like decision making. So it's like, yeah, like Tim was saying, in a scenario where you would have gone to McDonald's before, now you're just going to Dick's. So maybe if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna have to pay for it in a way, like pay a little extra than you would at McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Or in the sense that it
Mind
tastes
over
better,
matter.
or the sense that it tastes better, and then it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna be like, oh well, shit, there's just a Safeway like right by here. Instead of that, I'm gonna go grab like a sushi roll or something. You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna grab one of those ready-made salads, and then or whatever. I'm gonna have a banana and an apple. Who gives a fuck?
A fruit
It's a matter.
cup.
It's a matter of breaking a old habit and replacing it with better habits.
Yes. And then there's the discipline factor.
The discipline factor,
which I fail at miserably.
It's not hard to get into once you get into it. You know what I mean? You have
It's
to
a
get over
22.
right. You have to get over the initial obstacle. You know,
Yeah, it's like going to the gym. The hardest part about going to the gym is going to the gym, and then
Yeah.
once you're there, it's like, okay, I'm here. I'll exercise.
It's also getting a routine. Like if you have to drive an hour after work to go, like
To get to
the gym, it's by the time you get there, there's going to be a lot of times you go, fuck this. Which is why when the gyms open up again, honestly, I think I'm just going to retransfer my membership from Marysville to the Everett Planet Fitness, because it's 2 minutes away from where I work, and I used to go so much more often than I did when I was going to Marysville.
Yeah.
Because it was when getting back to my car, getting in the car, and even if I was like, I don't feel like working out right away, I can go to the parking lot, have some,
I gotta tell you, I resonate so much with that, with my New Year's resolution, that I've kind of started a little early, but I'm pretty proud of it, and I want to talk about it.
All right.
So I had to move out. I mean, that extended stay wasn't working so good, and I was looking around at spaces, and there was these like kind of industrial-ish, they call it, looking spaces that have like for offices.
Right. Well, right. Because I believe I heard that, not to keep that in mind, I've heard that the commercial real estate biz is kind of tanking because a lot of places you can work from home.
Right.
So, anyways, continue.
Businesses are moving out, and
Yep.
I'm moving in with my business,
All right.
our business.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and I found I needed somewhere to live, and these places are cheap, and they have running water and electricity and stuff. So I've been living in the office.
oh. Now, is that like a?
It's really close, like you said about the gym kind of thing. You're there all the time. Like, it's really easy to get to, and so you do it. I mean, I've been starting at 6 a.m. every day now. Part of my
Wow.
resolution.
So hold on. You got because we knew, through we took a little bit of time off, and a lot of that had to do with just like things being busy. And I know that you had told us that you had a new office and a new place. I didn't realize. I'm sorry if I'm seeming a little stunned. I didn't realize that they were both the same place.
Well, there's kind of a stigma attached to like living in your workplace, but what I just want to get across is that, people say you shouldn't shit where you eat. You shouldn't, you shouldn't dip the pen in company ink, but I think it's just convenient. And if you can just keep discipline, like Berger was saying, it's better. It's more
Yeah.
efficient.
Now, is your landlord or the property management company that you're working through for the rent, they're pretty hard up for a tenant, I'm guessing, so they're not really asking too many questions. Like, how are you getting away with living there?
Yeah.
I mean, you just tell me you work a lot, like late hours. I mean,
Well,
you already work a lot of hours anyways. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm working a lot. I got bills to pay, We got what I call a lobby. And there's a couch in the lobby, like in a lot of professional spaces.
yeah.
That's,
the waiting area.
what do you call it? Where it's a fold out?
Oh, futon?
It's a futon.
Yeah, hide a bed.
It's a hide-a-bed. And
Well,
so,
no, hold on. Hide-a-bed and a futon are different. Let's figure this out.
It's a futon.
Okay.
Okay. What is the difference?
Hide-a-bed
question.
comes from like the wall, doesn't it?
Well, no, that's a Murphy bed.
Oh shit.
Here we go. Hide-a-bed is a couch that then when you take the pillows off of the cushions off the seat, there is a bed that's folded inside that you pull out. It's a pull out. You pull it out, and so then there's still the back of the couch there and the arms, and then you have a bed. A futon is a bed that ends up just folding in half, and you have a bed.
Okay.
And a Murphy bed is the one that's like in the wall where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just a wall. Nope, and you pull it down,
Right.
and it's a bed.
I really wanted one of those hide-a-beds, but those are a lot more expensive than the futons.
Yeah.
So I ended up with a used one from some nice Indian people.
Okay.
But there's that, and then
We got the new sponsors from this.
my business.
Yeah, your business. You're doing a lot of really awesome things, according to them. To what you've been telling us. I mean,
yeah.
Let everyone know we got to. I guess we've been sponsored. We had our sponsor, our great sponsor, Mads, the man pads,
And they are a company of the Lucky Sunshine Company. A Lucky Sunshine Company.
Yep, and Tim. I don't know how much of this you've been paying attention to or not, Burger, but Tim got in contact, obviously, with the Mads branch of A Lucky Sunshine Company, and
Been hunting down those sponsorships.
been hunting down the sponsorships. Got connected with the pretty much the overseer of distribution for the entirety, like if you're looking at the branch of the companies,
They're international.
right.
They're the head company that owns all these other companies. Like
Right.
you wouldn't know that they're owned by them, but they're like a conglomerate.
Right.
And I'm their corporate liaison for the United States.
All
All of
That's
the United
amazing.
States. I'm pretty proud of it.
yeah,
You should be proud.
You should be really fucking proud, man. That's huge. That's
Thank
a big
you.
deal. And that's big for us because we are now a branch of that tree through producer Tim. You know what I mean? So the Brute and the Fruit is a branch off of A Lucky Sunshine Co.
Kind of like the media division. And
Yeah.
we're going to be doing more ads
media.
for the wonderful products I've been
Yeah.
discovering by this company.
A Lucky Sunshine Co. company. We keep saying Co, but that's just the logo, it's Co, but it's company. A Lucky Sunshine Company.
Yeah.
They have multiple brands and companies. It's kind of hard to explain. Like normal people wouldn't understand. It's kind of for higher ups like me to deal with. But all you need to know is we're going to have some great ads for some great products from A Lucky Sunshine Co.
Now, here's a question I have for you. You had rumored, kind of alluded to in a message to our group chat about potential new headquarters for the show at your space.
Well, there's a lot of space there. And it's really cheap right now. And
So we might have there might be new headquarters. We might have a new.
yeah, we'd be official. We'd be official in every way, shape, and form, and location and name and yeah.
Wow. It'll get us out of this dump.
Yeah. I'm ready to move up in the world.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. It's still January.
Yeah,
See, we're already making changes.
we got like 3 weeks before habits start.
Right.
I really feel like 2021 is going to be our year.
I feel like it's gonna be the
Very
year of the Brute and the
excited.
Fruit. I also I made a resolution about the show. I don't know if this is even a resolution. I decided that I'm gonna have a new segment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's gonna be called Rutherford Rants Wrestling. I have a lot on my mind.
I
And
don't remember getting a memo about
I
it.
just decided that I'm gonna make that a platform for me because there's a lot of thoughts and stuff I have about certain things that are going on, and it just seems like there isn't any proper outlet for it, rather than ranting about it into a microphone and then having it in my disposal to then like guide people towards, in the sense of like, oh, I have an opinion on this stupid thing that you're that you like. See example here, 30, 31, 21, click, and then it takes you right to that point. So anyways, Rutherford Rants Wrestling will be a new segment, and it'll just happen, whenever I'm ready to talk about it. I just
There you go.
I'd throw it out there. It's a new thing for the show.
I think it's important to get that message out there. There's not enough people doing it.
Yeah. It's not going to be a review. I'm not necessarily going to review anything. It's just going to be more think pieces about certain things that I feel aren't getting talked about on a wide scale. And then hopefully with our audience or people who are out there. We actually we had a shout out for our watch along that we had just released over the Christmas break. One of my friends from out in Michigan has a wrestling podcast, and he pimped it and was like, hey, check this show out. These guys know what they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. I really feel that, the wrestling audience feel like Burger and I present such a...
They're a resource to exploit.
Yeah, I feel like Burger and I represent a voice that isn't necessarily too wide in the world of wrestling right now. Unless that I know of. A lot of wrestling fans have a particular opinion about what's going on at the moment, and it's kind of like this, like everyone jump on board and just kind of agree with each other thing. And so where Burger and I kind of mirror the same outlook of what's wrong. We have different opinions on stuff, but it's like we both fundamentally get like this thing where it's like there's stuff they could do that could make things way better.
You're the dissenting party.
Well, also, I think we're kind of like the silent majority because we don't really watch it anymore because we're disgusted with everything. And most people who used to watch wrestling don't watch it anymore.
Right. They don't think about it, but they might agree with you if they did.
Yeah,
right. Like if you took someone, there's certain things in particular about in professional wrestling where if you took someone who used to watch it and you pointed out certain things to them, they would be like, oh yeah, that's why I don't like it anymore. You're right. Because there's a lot of stuff where like people who don't watch it, they just go, God, so it's just so dumb these days. But then it's like, why is it dumb? What would make it better, right?
You guys are spending the valuable time to figure out why wrestling is so dumb.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the obsessive like nature of fandom that him and I have. Like, honestly, like, I've thought about it and I'm thinking, like, man, I don't know how Burger became a fan, like, literally at the tail end. Really tail end. God.
Yeah, very tail.
I can't express how the absolute tail end of when it was actually meaningful that he was there. Because there was a point where everyone can point back to where, like, the immediate moment that it was like, oh, it's done.
When was that, Burger?
Well, when Burger became a fan was after that.
Okay.
But 2001, there's a moment in particular where it's like, oh, it's over. And then there was like the aftermath of about a year and a half, 2 years where it was like, well, it might get better. Like, oh, they're bringing in Hulk Hogan. Oh, whoa, hey, Goldberg. Like,
how long did that last?
About 2 years of like, there was still, because the guys were still there. Like,
so that could be like 2021 and 2022. It's like, oh, this might get better.
Right.
And then doesn't.
It's like, oh no, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, like you had certain characters that people liked, and like obviously The Rock became a huge movie star, and he's around that time. By the time he stopped wrestling on like a semi constant basis, it was about the time that wrestling kind of died off.
Yeah.
For good, in the sense of like, there's no way you're really gonna hike back up to the heights that you were at, you know,
Yeah.
when The Rock was and Steve Austin.
Yeah,
were
and
around.
Stone Cold. That's what I was gonna
Like,
say.
that's what I
You
was
got
saying,
The Rock
yeah.
and Stone Cold.
That's
anyone-
when you got
2002
into it.
or
But-
2001, and then like
But anyone who got into wrestling, like, let's say in like 2005 or 2006 or 2007, I don't know how. I don't know how they would have.
yeah.
Like, what would have brought you
Watching
in.
old stuff.
Yeah, the
Maybe.
only thing I can think of is if you were watching old stuff, and so then it's just like they've spent 20 years. There's been 20 years of like the one thing that the wrestling fan wants is they want wrestling to be a thing again. They want it to be popular. They want it to be awesome. So a lot of these guys are trying to will a popularity boost into happening, where it's like, oh, if we just keep talking about how great this stuff is, it's very similar.
See,
you know,
this
I'm going to get to it.
When
I've
we
already
get to
ranted enough.
Rutherford's rants,
When we get to Rutherford Rants Wrestling, I have a whole comparison. We'll get to it. I kind of feel bad I took up that much time talking about
I was
this
going to
shit.
say, though, this reminds me of my preference for music. Because I've always liked older music, and pretty much all my life, which admittedly isn't that long, but it's been music that's older than me. And I've always disliked the music that's coming out during my life, other than a select few that are similar to the music that's older. So I always wondered, like, am I just being contrarian, and I could like this music that's coming out now if
you
it was
allowed
old
yourself-
enough, and I just allowed myself?
Yeah, if this had come out 30 years ago or 40 years ago, would I be thinking of it differently?
Right. Or am I right?
You're right.
I'm right in my hatred of this stupid music. I want to believe that.
Well, I think that when it comes to this topic, I think that there's always good music that's being put out. But like you said, there's good music that reminds you of the old music.
Yeah, I'm
So-
specifically thinking of what the popular at the time era is.
right.
music.
So like the stuff that everyone really likes now.
Versus everyone really
Right.
liked in the 80s,
Right.
90s, 70s, 60s, 50s.
Well, I think everything now is like, you know, rock music is. We're all three
Almost
of us,
dead.
obviously. Hey, you know, newsflash: all three of us are all rocker dudes, you know. And I think we all veer into different genres as well. But like, it's like for me, I hate breaking stuff down into genre anyway. So then, like,
well, when it
rock
gets more
music-
specific,
yeah,
then it's like annoying. And also, when you say rock, it spans such a huge
right.
gap.
But
that-
like, there, you know, I enjoy like I was a child of the '90s, so like I grew up with like really good like hip hop and R&B and
R&B.
stuff. So
adult contemporary.
yeah, but then and then there's also, you know, the '80s, you know, cheesy pop music too, like. So there's all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff that I like, but like the '80s cheesy pop music is technically rock music, but you feel like it's a different
Yeah.
genre on its own because it's not fucking like Elder, you know. It's
And as kids, as 90s kids, we'd hear a lot of 80s stuff too, because it's
all the
like,
time.
It's
'cause
like
it
the
was so
furniture.
new.
It's like the furniture when you're a kid in the 90s. The furniture that is in your house is all 80s furniture.
yeah,
or
it's like
even
that with
older
music.
easily.
Yeah, or older. Yeah.
because like I think one thing about because like we're in 2021 now. This is kind of a neat thing to think about. Like a decade, there hasn't really been a distinct decade since the 90s. Like when you think of like, because even in when it became the millennium and 2000 hit, they were already looking back at the 90s and it was already it was its time period. And so then like the early aughts, the 2000s, you know, for whatever reason, there wasn't ever anything.
They do seem kind of bland, like
very,
white,
like,
white,
kind of-
white
Bland.
meat chicken.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very
Chicken breast.
white, just kind of plain egg white, like,
And even 90s, looking back at 80s, was like, wow, that was a joke.
yeah.
And then everything after the 90s, like once it got into like the sort of
Well,
the
then
poppy shit of the early 2000s, it's not much has evolved since then.
Well, because
as
the
like
internet,
fashion
because the
and
internet
music.
became
The
here's
internet
interesting thing.
probably has a big part of it.
Yeah, the internet became a big deal in
Late
the early
90s,
2000s.
early
In the early 2000s, I guess we could say probably is when everyone kind of had internet. Because I mean, in the late 90s and stuff, I mean, internet was there, and there was a lot of people with internet, but it felt like by the time it was like 2005, everyone was on the internet, everyone had email, it was a part of our everyday life, right?
Yeah.
So by 2005, you now are living in this culture where you can go and nostalgia the fuck out on everything. So you can go back and you can just listen to all the 90s music all the time. So then whatever's happening in the moment, you're not maybe not even catching up on, right? 'Cause
Or
looking
you're
everything
just
back.
everyone's communicating so much that they're just like moving past a moment, I feel like, and just getting to the crazy shit on the internet, like no one's experiencing the same thing like in the previous decades where
Right,
it was
'cause
like this is a time period.
There was so much, and maybe there was so with it, especially with the internet and the algorithms and everything. Everything's so tailored for your own personal experience instead of having the community experience. Think of like the hippies in the 60s and how like the music and everything that they were all experiencing when every single person listened to the radio, it was the Beatles that was on. So they were all hearing the Beatles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you could maybe change the station, but the music that was being played on the radio was the pop music, which was all this classic, what would be considered classic rock now, right? So then, but everyone's experiencing that because that was what was out there.
What was available.
Right. And so then when you get into the 70s and stuff, obviously there's, avant-garde style records if you were going out to explore them. But what ended up happening is that all that stuff was so fucking good. And then when you also have that idea of the nostalgia, how everything, you have a time machine and the internet, you can go and you can look back at the 90s, you can go look back at the 80s, and you can just kind of be focused on that shit. Then you're missing out on the great record that's being released that year that you just maybe didn't catch on because you weren't listening. And then 10 years from now, you go back, you're like, fuck, 2000. I think of like Queens of the Stone Age, right? Songs for the Deaf. Came out in 2002. I didn't start listening to that record probably until like 2008, 2009. I had heard songs off of it, but I didn't really buy it or listen to it till really much later on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the thing where it's like, fuck, why would, obviously I knew about the band, but why the fuck wasn't I on it? You know what I mean? And it's this thing where you look and it's like, oh, well, what was I doing in 2002? Or what was I listening to back in those,
Yeah, probably the shitty metal of the time. Right?
But you also had or like for My Morning Jacket, for example, I got into them later on. And so there was albums where it was like, oh yeah, I was in, freshman in college when this album came out. Like, man, why wasn't I listening to them? And it was like, oh, because I was diving deep into the Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains shit from the 90s. Cause I was on the internet and I was like, oh man, cause it was now what was old is.
See, that's what's so great about
new.
shows. You go and experience the new shit as it's happening.
Yeah. But you also it's easy for people to just get comfy.
I mean, you're not gonna, a lot of people, like, including myself, I don't look up to try to find a show unless it's a band I know.
Well, yeah.
That's why you gotta go to, events.
See, for me, it's, I'm always, like, I'll know if I hear it, you know what I mean? So like if I'm driving around and I turn on KEXP and I hear something and I'm like, oh shit, what's this? I'll pull out the Soundhound or whatever and I'll figure out who it is. Or if I hear a song on a movie commercial or whatever, I'll check it out, see what it is. There's a lot of music that I've found that way. A lot of new music that I've found that way. And in that sense, it's like I'm always open to let it hit me, But what really sucks is that there's a lot of great rock music out there that you would think like, man, there's a lot of people who would like this shit if it was, but it has to be given to them. It has to present itself to them. Like, think of like Greta Van Fleet, right? Everyone made a really big deal about Greta Van Fleet because, oh, hey, they sound like Led Zeppelin. Okay, so they were a gimmick and people really dug it when it first came out. It was like a phenomenon in a sense because everyone was like, man, they sound like Led Zeppelin. So everyone got really excited about this new Led Zeppelin.
Train.
There's a lot of bands though that in that same vein of riff rock music that Greta Van Fleet was playing, which obviously was very heavily inspired by Led Zeppelin. But there's a lot of music that's out there like that right now that you could get that could play on KISW where they're playing Greta Van Fleet, or after Greta Van Fleet, instead of playing fucking Closer by Nine Inch Nails or fucking Ramble On by Led Zeppelin for the millionth fucking time, play Black Mountain's new song from their album, because Black Mountain rocks. It's not like they don't rock, or other bands. There's so many bands that don't get played at all.
Aren't played on the radio.
Yeah, it's like they're not derivative enough.
But the radio is playing all this shit that in the time that it came out was like this. There's such a wide variety, a wide net of things that we're throwing out
and
there.
And it was new.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's still a wide variety of stuff that's new, but the only place that's really even playing it is KEXP, and even they are more tailoring now towards that kind of like that less rock, more like kind of electronic.
Yeah.
I just that's what I'm saying. Like KISW, for example, I
was listening to KXP and I heard all sorts of random shit. They're all over the map.
All over the map. And that's why sometimes it's tough to even listen to it, because it's like there's times you turn it on, you're like, holy crap, there's like 5 straight songs where you're like, holy crap, this is awesome. Because this doesn't have to be songs you've never heard before. It could be, you turn it on and it'd be like, oh, what is this? Oh, this is a really cool Dinosaur Jr. song. And then after that, they play like The Cure, and you're like, oh, fuck, I love The Cure. And then it's like some, the Beastie Boys or something, and you're just like, man, this is awesome. It's like you're listening to someone playing a mix. And then they throw in some new song, and you're like, whoa, this is really cool too. This sounds great. And then they go to a commercial, or they go to their ad drop. Then they come back, and then they go to something, and you're like, oh, not me. And then you change it. And they go on a whole other run,
Yeah, they pivot.
So then it's like, but then it's one of those where there was a point there where I was almost becoming obsessive with this was years ago, where I was becoming obsessive with listening to them, to the point where I had to have them on because I didn't know what I was going to miss. Because there was a bunch of stuff, that was around the time I found like the War on Drugs and stuff. It was like when that album came out. So it was like, what else are they going to lead me towards, But what I'm saying is like you have KISW, and they essentially have they're playing the same songs as KZOK. They're playing, except KZOK will dive into more classic, softer classic. But both stations are playing fucking songs off of Metallica's Black album on a daily basis. Why
the fuck would you ever do that?
Why?
What a fucking lame excuse for a radio station.
But that's the thing. It's like what it is it's based off of I'm sure it's based off of numbers or whatever.
We're just gonna play the same songs every day,
and I feel like that drives a lot of people away from wanting to listen to it. Like I don't hop in my car and go, man, I'm gonna throw on KISW.
Yeah, I do.
But when you throw it on and they're playing music, it's always like, oh, okay, here's the fucking sweater song.
The only stations I listen to right now on a regular basis are publicly funded ones. And I think all the commercial ones, I've realized like there's only a select few songs that they have to play or can play and just continue to rake it in. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, and so
you end up having to get you have to get the machine behind you in order for as a rock band, in order for you to get thrown onto the radio, like, okay. For example,
I understand.
Yeah. Like Aaron Jones and the Way is a band out of Seattle. and he made a really polished sounding rock song. And he's a really great guitar player, fantastic. But like when you hear the single that was getting played on KISW, which is like Local Boy Done Good kind of thing, the single getting played there, it didn't sound production wise too far outside of the box of what would be a new song that they'd play on KISW. So it wasn't like KISW was like, we got this great local artist and we're playing it. It was like this guy had to almost like go and make the album in a particular way for them to even think about playing it on the station, which is so fucked because there's so much talent around this, around the state, around the Puget Sound area in general. If you really wanted, I guess it's just a matter of people not caring then, if that's the case. Like,
yeah, really.
If people wanted to listen to it, they would listen to it, like.
That's what I was talking about, listening to new music, because all the new shit, like the really cutting edge shit that's being listened to, is a genre I don't listen to, and now it just feels like, am I fucking myself right now? Because I'm missing out on all this like new stuff.
No, because
a lot of it's just
I don't know
shit.
how much of it's like, and this is just my own opinion here. So if anyone's listening, this is offensive to you. I'm sorry. I guess I don't really know. Don't really care.
I'm sorry, I guess.
Like a lot of the stuff that's supposedly cutting edge and stuff now is all just samples. It's all stuff that's not necessarily real. And I guess it takes talent to do what they do. I'm not saying that that it's not a talent. It's a talentless thing. What I'm saying is
The
that
style of it is what's new.
The style of it is what's new, but they're essentially taking things that are being cut and paste. And so like, while a guitar band now is playing, you're still playing the same chords that people played forever. It's your interpretation of that, right? So like, these guys are doing shit. It's cutting edge simply from it being called cutting edge, or people not having enough of an attention span because they have everything they want at the tips of their fingertips. So then it's just a matter of, I just like that vibes. So then you just put on shit that makes robot music. Boom. Zip, zip, bling, bang, and then you have
Human
it drop
music.
out. And then
I like it.
And people dig that kind of shit, right? And then they take drugs to it and they're doing whatever. It's just like people, have fucking,
Yeah, that's what they're doing all throughout time, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's who connects to it. It's who connects to whatever. And I guess what I'm saying to you is that while whatever is cutting edge now, if it doesn't necessarily speak to you, like Dave Grohl called Billie Eilish this generation's Nirvana.
Okay.
And it was like, what? I've listened to like, what? Like,
well, I suppose the connection with the generation's youth and the popularity of it on that level, you could agree. Not necessarily if you
Not
just
really,
didn't listen
because
to the music.
she has no real impact.
It's
just a
not,
thing that
but
people
it's not it's not like she came out and then completely changed the game. It's not like all of a sudden now.
Well, I guess I don't know what.
Yeah, she's just a
Nirvana.
flash in the pan.
She's just kind of like
really bright.
I just feel with her, it's just like when I heard what I heard, like the reaction part, fair. Like, okay, if that's what he meant. But when I think of when you think of Nirvana, and you hear someone say they are this generation's Nirvana,
You think impact.
you're thinking impact. You're thinking like because Nirvana kicked the door down and essentially, but like completely made all the shit that was happening before it.
The
that
grunge genre, basically.
Well, but he made all the fucking hair metal and stuff that was happening, that was still happening, that was stale, completely obsolete.
So do you think that's gonna be now, or
No, what I'm saying is that Billie Eilish didn't all of a sudden come in and then
does she have a new genre?
No,
it was just it's just
it was
pop
like
music.
Lord. It was like the next.
She sings really soft. This really close to the microphone. And then they have a really simple, and It's really catchy, like
Oh, that's her
a
brother.
little dancey, like
Yeah.
little dancey, like ooh, hey, it's catchy because you can dance to it. And then she's just going singing.
Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, really breathy. And
I know
like,
that song.
But
And it's
could
like
that be a
again,
genre now?
again,
Is
again,
that
it just
a
sounds
genre?
like
That's outside
hate
of hip hop.
like hate is gonna hate. I get you, whatever. I'm not. You're a talented young lady,
Yeah.
Billy. What I'm saying
Billy.
is this isn't this isn't anything.
You're a talented young lady, Billy.
You know, like I remember when it's like, I liked it the first time I saw it when it was called Lord. You know, and then with Lord, it's like I liked it the first time I heard it when it was called Lady Gaga. Like you just have a mood.
Yeah.
Like every
I've
so
seen
often,
that movie.
you have a moody. You have like and Lady Gaga was actually someone who I wouldn't say necessarily changed the game, but was kind of like that next evolution of like a Madonna kind of character who was like a legit like an artist and kind of had their own crazy like way of going about. But like it wasn't like she made everything obsolete before it. That was the thing about Nirvana is that when Nirvana came out, it totally slammed the door and everything. And then you had posers like Collective Soul and stuff decided we need to wear flannel to get famous, and then that's what happened.
I gotta piss.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Flash floods, medical grade laxative.
Guys, I don't know a more couth way to put it rather than just saying it cleans you the fuck out. There's a reason why they call it flash floods. Let's put it that way. If you're stopped up, over the holidays, you're eating a lot of food, a lot of family gatherings, cookies, breads, meats, cheeses, I'm sure. If you get stopped up,
Oh yeah.
Let's put it this way. You take a flash floods individual shooter, this shit is a medical grade, okay?
You're gonna be emptied out real quick.
Very quick. I'm talking. You take the shot. It's in a like
It's
a
like a
5 hour
5-hour
energy.
energy,
It's a single dose. You take it, and I'd say in about I actually timed it. I wanted to make sure, and it couldn't have been more than a minute. Like I honestly, like
really?
I literally looked at my phone. I was like, okay, note the time because I'm thinking it's gonna take a while for this shit to kick in. And then like I was like making my way back to the living room, and I was like, whoa.
And just to reiterate why you might want to just cleanse yourself, empty yourself completely. Maybe you're feeling bloated. Maybe you've got a hot date. Maybe you regret how much you ate, and you want to dump it out.
Maybe you just need you got a colonoscopy or something. Who knows? Like
I mean, this shit's medical
it's
grade.
medical grade. This is the same kind of shit they give you when you gotta get shit taken care of up inside you.
Yeah, it's very cleansing. That's the thing. It has these compounds in it that cleans out some of the buildup and the toxins, sort of like when things get sort of caked on.
Right.
To your insides.
Imagine
deep
like
sludge.
when they show you the sludge, like on the motor oil commercials, or like when they tell about the better grade fuel or what like the fuel, and then like talks about when it shows the graphic of like the gunk getting broken
Right.
up.
I was
or
thinking
a
like
roto
Drano.
rooter, like
Yeah,
Drano, yeah.
For the health of the system, sometimes you need a good flush.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I use it for medical purposes. I use it for myself just to try to clean myself out every once in a while, because it's like you said, it's immediate. You can give it to if you're gonna top somebody.
Yeah.
You can get them cleaned out like quickly. You don't have to
Okay.
wait. There's no hesitation.
Okay.
People, I'm telling you, flash floods, medical grade laxative. It's a must-have in the home. You buy a case of it. It's 12 individual doses. If you go online and you use the code word, the promo code, thank you, Brute Fruit, you're going to get 10% off the first case. This is a Lucky Sunshine Company
brand.
And it's one of their top sellers. You go to their website, you enter Brute Fruit in the promo code when you're at checkout, and you're going to get 10% off the case. And I tell you guys, I'm telling you, this is worth it. And also to throw it in there, it's non-habit forming. So so like
Non-habit forming. You're gonna feel amazing afterwards, but don't worry because you don't need to do it again
if you don't want to.
Right.
It's a like I said, it's not some people have abused laxatives in the past as like weight loss issues and stuff. And this is something that is non-habit forming. And this is like I said,
You can trust a Lucky Sunshine Co.
Yeah, definitely.
They're looking out for your best interest, and we're looking out for yours as well.
Yeah. And we don't use products, or we don't advertise products that we don't use ourselves.
Right.
Very important.
Yeah. We have to use it a couple times to make sure that it's up to snuff. So
personally, I used it recently because I was feeling very bloated. I'd wake up in the morning and my stomach looked like I was pregnant, and it was painful. And I realized I've been drinking at least 3 kombuchas a day, and I believe I did have a SCOBY growing inside of me. For those of you who don't know, a kombucha is it's a type of tea that's been fermented with a SCOBY, which is a mixture of yeast and bacteria, which forms kind of a thing that looks like a jellyfish.
Oh.
And I swear to God,
You
I
shit
had
that
one
out.
of those. Well, I shit a lot out, and I'm sure it was in there because I feel great.
You feel great now.
Oh, yeah. Using Flash Floods medical grade laxative.
Guys, if you have a disgusting yeast bacteria monster growing inside of you, this is going to clear you out, okay? If you got a porno that you're trying to shoot and you're doing butt stuff, this is going to clear you out.
Never fear.
If you had a giant dinner and you got yourself into some sort of cartoonish Fred Flintstone situation where you have to have another dinner, this shit'll clear you out.
I mean, how many families do you have? I might have a couple. And 2 Thanksgivings, not a problem. You use Flash Floods, medical grade, laxative in between.
Yep. And then you just wipe up. And I tell you what,
a great sister product.
The great sister product is the Mads Man Pads. Let's put it this way. You got yourself another family on the other side of town, and you got Easter dinner coming up in the next couple months, and you have to have second Easter dinner later on. You, right as you're finishing up the last bit of ham or mashed potatoes or prime rib or whatever you're having, you take that shot of fucking Flash Floods.
Excuse yourself immediately.
Immediately. You go up to the bathroom, you shit your fucking brains out. You spray some Febreze or light a candle in there because it's going to stink. You grab the Mads Man Pad that you have out of your backpack. You get the Everglades
size.
The Everglades size for the extra, because you never know.
Well, there's only gonna be a little bit of remnant, guys. This is a really good product, but you may want to grab the Everglades.
I'm just saying, in case I'm not saying that you're gonna be leaking. What I'm saying is, it gets you good, but like I know personally, there was a couple times I had multiple bouts. Like it didn't get me all at once.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I ended up leaving the bathroom and then coming back probably another maybe 10 minutes later and so I'm just saying, just in case, you throw your Everglades fucking Mads Man Pad in your trousers, you get that all up in your man snatch. You walk downstairs, you say bye to family number 1, you get in your car, you drive, you listen to Keep On Rolling by REO Speedwagon, you get to your other families right as they're carving into the fucking turkey, because you were like, I'm feeling turkey this year, because you knew you were having prime rib at your family one's house, so you're like, well, if I have to have 2 dinners, I don't want prime rib twice,
right?
So I'll make family 2 cooked turkey and just say, why do we mix it up? It's quirky, ha ha ha.
Right.
That's a really beautiful way to try to manipulate your 2 families.
I do like that.
Yeah.
I like that
Or
idea.
vice versa. Maybe family 1 you had turkey, and then you're like, oh, I better leave before I get too sleepy because I have to go to the office. And then you drive to family 2's house right as they're pulling a perfect beautiful medium rare prime rib off the fucking slow roaster.
I just
outside.
imagine all the funny jokes and lies you're gonna tell to these different families to go from place to place and keep everyone out of the know. It's just
and you're able to do it because you have a Mads up your ass, and you had a flash flood
in your pocket,
clean out all the goods.
Yeah.
So try now Brute Fruit at their website for 10% off. Now back to the show.
He pisses a lot because he drinks too much.
Burger drinks so much. I've never seen another man drink as much as he does, and for it, he has to pee often.
And for long periods of time, like 6 or 7 minutes.
I was confused.
But he was also,
I thought he was done.
He was taking, like a dog would rub its ass on the carpet. Like he was just rubbing his ass on the carpet, like kind of doing that scoot thing. And it was getting real distracting, and we had to stop.
That was because I had to pee.
Yeah, I was wondering if your
sure.
new friend was letting him be top or something.
No, I don't. I'm always the top. In every situation, I'm the top.
Okay.
I refuse to bottom. I feel like being a bottom, for me, being a bottom is being a bitch. I don't think you're a bitch if you bottom, but if I bottom, I'm being a bitch.
Okay.
And I refuse to be a bitch.
Okay.
That makes a lot of
Very
sense.
scientific of you.
Doesn't seem like...
I'm a man of science.
Yeah.
Guys, afraid of running out of TP when you're in the trails, up in the mountains, or at the job site?
Yeah.
Well, fear no more. Get ready for Mads Man Pads. Wipe-free pads for men. Whether you're camping, hiking, participating in a no-wipe endurance challenge, or you suffer from constant anal seepage from your prolapsed man cavity. Hey, fellas.
Yeah?
Have you ever developed abrasions down under from obsessive wiping only to go back the next day for your morning bathroom routine to wipe again, never allowing these wounds to properly heal?
Uh-huh.
This cycle can go on for days. Well, those days are behind you now, thanks to Mads Man Pads. Mads come in 3 different sizes for your comfort and fit discreetly in your trousers. Scented Mads include musk, fist, ocean sea breeze, and synthetic motor oil. No more taking up space in your knapsack, backpack, or pickup truck with bulky toilet paper rolls. Try Mads Man Pads. Available now wherever male hygiene products are sold, including Trader Joe's, Cabela's, Walgreens, and Walmart. Take control over your anal hygiene now with Mads Man Pads.
I would think of like, yeah, I'll just fucking do it. And then when I listen to someone else say it, I'm like, oh fuck, that sounds fucked up.
It's horrible. Dude, I just got done listening to an episode of Last Podcast on the Left about this cult leader guy named Rock Thériault in like Quebec in like the 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, he was horrible, and there's a lot of like cutting and like drunken surgeries done on people, like really haphazard.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So anyways, that's what that reminded me of when you said,
yeah. When you think about it, like, oh yeah, just do it. When, in real life, it's so much worse.
Of course it is.
Yeah, like you said, though, I've done that before, too, where I'm just like, I go on these angry, hate-filled rants about like some large
I'll do it
group of
just
people.
because they're going.
And then I
like,
hear somebody
slow in
else
front
say
of me.
something that's even remotely similar. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Like, you're really going to lump everybody together like
Right.
that.
Well, the thing dates back to all of us as like being like children, and you throw a tantrum.
And tribal.
Well, you just throw a tantrum,
Yeah.
you know, and like you say stuff that you don't actually mean. It's just in the moment. Like it's a weird human way of the communication aspect that we have. Because like in the moment when you say something really stupid to someone or something really hateful to someone, you don't necessarily mean it. Maybe you do. I don't know. I can't speak for everyone. But like the idea of like I never want to say, I wish I was never even born, and like, you don't really mean that. Like,
you say things that are really terrible to communicate how angry you are, even though you don't mean those
right.
things at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it helps people
like
feel
how,
more in control.
Like
That's
how
what
some people
angry
think,
outbursts
like
do.
how, like the people who made a Serbian film say it's about like censorship in the media or whatever. And in reality, it's just this really grotesque,
it's really just them
horrifying
beating
movie.
off in the trailer.
Yeah.
As they watch the reel of their own film. Yeah, fuck that corpse.
Did they
I like that?
Did they make money off that?
I'm sure they did. I mean, it made enough of fax machine. Look it up. You can look up
The Serbian film.
A Serbian film. Yeah, you look it up on IMDb. See if it actually made any money, or Wikipedia maybe.
It's a really grotesque.
The whole
plot
concept,
and
yeah,
everything
it's
about
it's
it is just
disgusting,
rotten.
and it's
But
not
these-
worth watching. It's one of those things where it's not even worth watching.
No.
Okay. Release date 11th of June 2010. Running time 104 minutes.
It's
Very
too
important.
long.
Box
Yeah.
office $1,550.
Oh, there you go.
Oh. So no, they didn't make their money.
I'm pretty sure it would have cost them more than $1,550.
I'm sure that well, hold on, go and see how the reception go on the page. Like when you scroll down,
Plot,
there might be
cast,
more money that
themes,
was made
release.
internationally.
Reception.
The first ever showing of a Serbian film took place on 15th of March 2010 at midnight in Austin.
Oh,
Midnight.
at South by Southwest.
Oh, is that what it
South
was?
South by Southwest in Austin, they would have like the big movie festival. And there's like a lot of horror. There's like, so at midnight at South by Southwest is like a big,
Oh, okay.
of course. Oh, gross. What happened? What was the reaction?
The film was due to screen on 29th of August 2010 at the Film 4 Fright Fest in London, but was pulled by the organizers following the intervention of Westminster Council. So that's just a fun fact. They didn't allow it.
They didn't allow it because it's the council, the representative of the people, doing their job for once.
Censorship. Critical reception. The film was released to great controversy. Do you guys like to say controversy or controversy?
I
As the
heard
Brits
somebody
do.
for the first time recently. I think maybe it was a British person that referred
That's
to it
how
as
they say it.
controversy.
Aluminium.
Yeah,
But I was thinking of a similar word. I was thinking how dumb of them to say controversy. And then I thought of a word that was similar and I was like, oh wait, they might be right. But I can't remember.
yeah. It's not research; it's research.
Data.
Data.
Yeah, they're not smart people. It's controversy.
Yeah, I can't really say.
Yeah.
There's a lot of words.
Well,
here.
it's one of those movies that there's not a lot of redeeming qualities to it.
40% of critics on Rotten Tomatoes gave it a positive review.
Well, they're perverts. Once you start introducing necrophilia into the,
Average
Into the
rating
mix.
5.24 out of 10. Was that better
that's
than
really high.
That was
That's
that
too
was better
high.
than some of the movies we
It's
were
better
liking.
than it's better than
There's a
Little
difference- there's a-
Rascals?
Little
there-
Rascals.
but there's a
My God, I'm disturbed.
Hey, we should do a watch along of the Serbian film.
no, I refuse.
I've never even seen it or known what it was about, really. But so I'm down.
No, Tim, this is not something you want to see, man.
It's gross.
It's so like just
It's smut. It's so
smut.
smutty and
It's such a smutty idea.
Smut film. Yeah, what's really a shame is that they didn't make money. That's kind of what I'm really about in this year, 2021.
Making money.
well, good
making
thing this
money.
is 2010 when they released this film.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's made money in some ways. Home
Yeah.
video or whatever. But you're
There's-
making money, you got your
Probably on the dark web.
I still find it a little bit I won't say concerning. I'm just a little stunned still that you're living at the office. I'm just
Why?
well, no, I mean it's very creative of an
Yeah.
idea, but what I'm saying, I'm just surprised that like campus security or whatever hasn't come by.
Well, this is in the city of Everett. It's kind of low rent. It's not. There's not a lot of that fancy stuff.
Yeah, okay.
And I can act as my own. I don't hire anyone because I can act as my own security since I'm there all the time.
right.
That's kind of a way to save money. Wink, wink. If you want to
Right.
think with your
Okay,
head.
So a lot of things off the books.
A lot of things off the books. I mean, they still send in a cleaning dude, and I gotta kind of like leave or sit somewhere quiet and alone that he can't see me
What do you
in.
do what do you do with your
Nice.
laundry? You have like a
Well, so before we had fancy, there are laundry machines everywhere. You know those sidewalk laundry washer.
Yeah.
A few quarters. I do
how
that.
many rooms? How many rooms in this building? Like in this space that you have?
Well,
how
it's
many
like
do you have?
one large space in the lobby and the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Okay.
And then there's like a downstairs, and there's like
Is that where the studio's going to be? Is downstairs potentially?
we'll see if I can get that space. We might just try to like put everything in there and then take it out every time we use it so that they don't know we're using it. But there's also this like downstairs industrial bathroom thing.
Oh, okay.
And it's got this like kind of like a shower.
Oh, like a chemical bath? Like if you got...
Like if you
An
got
industrial
stuff
shower?
stuck in your eyes.
Yeah.
They got like an... But it's like a shower, and you can just use it and no one knows.
Okay. I can't wait to hopefully do a show there.
Not
Have
really
it
looking forward to it.
Well,
It'll be a whole different vibe.
yeah.
It'd be like real professional. It's like, like when you watch your favorite podcast on YouTube or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like the next week when you tune in, they're at a new studio, and you're like, "Whoa, hey,
You might notice
They've moved
stepping
up.
reverb's different.
Yeah,
You'll hear it.
Yeah.
Big open space. So
you might even hear the phones ringing of your business.
yeah, dude, I'm so busy right now. I had to hire my own secretary to answer the calls, take notes,
Dude.
schedule things for me on my calendar.
I just want to say, Brute and the Fruit here, we didn't give up on you. We actually told you when you had lost your job that you were going to get on to better things.
Yeah. When
I'm-
the big corporation
I don't
decided
remember exactly what you guys
They didn't
said, but I did feel like you were my only.
they didn't see what we saw.
Yeah, my last thread of normality.
Well,
but
we told you, and I just want to say that we knew that you were going to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. So that's why we told you. We said, dude, come on, you're better off without that. You're going to get a better job, And
I mean,
did.
it's not like I could look Chad in the eyes anymore at that point. So
Yeah, all those guys.
all those guys
Yeah, they're-
are.
I'm glad we're not associated with them anymore.
Yeah, fuck them.
I have my
Now you're an
secretary
international
deal. I have my
liaison.
secretary deal with him now.
You're still in contact with Chad?
Well, when he drops off the kids.
Wait. Chad is with Julia and Chad are together? Oh shit.
I mean, there's.
When did
I
this
don't-
happen?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you do the math,
Clearly, after
After what?
it'd have to be after
After what?
but
the incident.
it's probably before. I think. Hold on. I just want to say, I think Burger's theory was right. Okay. I think that the reason she reacted the way she did was because she thought there was an agreement there that you probably that there was just a miscommunication. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying maybe her and Chad.
Like acted what? Like what? What kind of? What would you have to communicate to someone?
I think that maybe she thought she had permission to do things that, like, she didn't realize when your reaction.
Do you guys even know what a husband and wife are?
Yeah, but sometimes different husbands and wives, they have
People
different
are
agreements.
what's it
They're
called?
like
It's
there's-
polyamorous.
polyamorous.
Well, I was
and
not
swingers. Well, I get Tim, we're on your side, bud.
I'm thankful for your support.
We're trying to break down what was happening because now he's with so Chad. I never liked that motherfucker in the first place. That guy annoyed the shit out of me. Ugh, what a jerk. Chad is with Julia now. That's just, I mean, like
Just
Well, she needs support for the kids.
oh my god! But
I mean, I help. I'm helping pay.
well, that's probably why you're working at 6 o'clock in the morning you've been burning the midnight oil.
Gotta
So your
provide
money's
a
going
future
into this
for my
household?
kids.
where your wife is getting long donged by your former boss.
I would never say it that way.
Are they still living at the old house or?
I don't know what's going on. Look, I just hang out with my kids and I help support them. And I have my secretary help me with any other dealings. Okay? I just don't want to think about it's 2021. I'm moving on.
Yeah. You have to. No. You're right. We had a little feedback after the episode where we kind of broke down your whole personal life, we had a little feedback that they felt that Burger and I were a bit hard on you, or we were insensitive in a way, and I felt like the vibe in the room didn't come across that way. I felt we were being more supportive. Upon further listening, I could see how that might have been misconstrued, and so for that, we apologize if we upset you at all in there. But like we said that day, we knew that you were better off, and you know, it's been a little bit since we've reconvened since then, and it's great to see the smile, the beamingness that you have. You're beaming.
Yeah,
It's like
He's got a pep in his step.
He's got pep in his step. It's like you have a whole new, especially like in such hard times. You know what I mean?
2021, man. I'm just so excited. Like,
But it's hard. The hard times. Your wife is with another man,
we're divorced.
and you.
That's over.
Yeah,
That's done. That's
that
gone.
was really fast tracked.
I moved on.
Yeah. The
And-
mother of your children.
And
though.
your children.
Your children
I
are just a
still have
couple
my
rooms
children.
over while
They're
Chad
still
is
my
going to town.
children.
Burger.
still
Hey,
my
hey,
children.
hey! Come on, you know.
But that's
Rub
what
it in.
makes him so inspirational. Is that he knows
He's
the
working
stuff
his-
is going on.
He's working his ass off. He's trying to make the world a better place for his children. And
I have new
he's-
stuff going on.
Yeah, and he's got new stuff going on. He's working so much he needs a fucking secretary.
It's all new. It's all new. All new me.
I'm really proud of you.
I did. You guys warned me.
Is your secretary a man or a woman?
She's a woman.
Oh,
And she's been helping me with a lot of different things. I really
What?
like her.
what's
I think she's gonna work out.
what's the details?
Yeah, how'd you find her? Like Indeed?
Did you? Yeah, I was
or-
gonna say, did you go like Indeed or like
No, it was more like a
LinkedIn?
personal connection, like you know how you might hire a friend or something.
Okay. Is it someone we know?
No. Well, you guys know Helen. Did you guys meet Helen?
I don't think
I
we've
haven't
met
been
Helen.
to the office yet, so I haven't met Helen.
Oh yeah. So no. I met her. Met her at Hobby Lobby.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the store?
Yeah.
The craft store.
What were you doing at a Hobby Lobby?
I needed some glue. I was setting up my new office.
Okay.
And she was very sweet.
Was she working there?
No, she's a customer. She likes to do things like scrapbooking and like quilting and like painting of little figurines.
Helen,
Helen.
your new secretary.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So
Well-
you were just like, you just met in the line, I'm guessing, and started chit chatting and
Yeah, like how'd you find out that she had the kind of experience or whatever, and that she was looking for work? Like this.
That's not exactly how it started.
I mean, I feel like I hear, Tim. I know Tim. Tim's always kind of wheeling and dealing. And I remember one of the first times that we ever had a show or anything, Tim called a pizza place and was like, "My clients want pepperoni," and it was like,
That's absolutely right.
Tim's smooth. So let me guess here, Tim. You tell me if this is what happened, or I'm going to try to guess the scenario. Ready? It's famous Brute and the Fruit segment. Guess the scenario. Ready? Here we go. Famous segment. Guess the scenario. I'm going to say that you were in line and you were kind of just you were like selling the company already. You were like
On the phone.
No. Like you were in line. The cashier was there, and
I just
then
smoothly worked
Helen
into
was
the
there,
conversation.
and you just started to sell your company already. Oh, I'm now the liaison for Lucky,
For
a
all of
Lucky
the US.
Sunshine company for the entire United States. That's why I'm here in this craft store buying this
a
glue.
large importer.
What was it?
No, that's kind of like
Am I close? I felt like Tim was selling.
I was
That's how it got brought up.
we kind of bumped into each other, and she was really sweet, and told her she had some lovely colored yarn,
She'd yarn.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
into knitting, quilting, and
And craft booking.
she
You
smelled.
seem-
She
you-
smelled really
You
nice.
seem kind of like how Helen. How old is Helen?
Helen. Well,
Are you? Hold on. Helen's just a kind of an older name. It feels like, but forget that.
I,
What?
She's-
I
I
just feel
don't-
like there's something
age,
you're
why
not
does
telling
age
us.
doesn't really matter.
I just feel there's something you're not telling us. You seem so happy, and then you're like
Smitten.
getting really
He's
smitten
smitten.
about. You're talking about this Helen chick, like.
She's a really sweet lady, and I like her a lot. And
Oh, you're
we've
such
been
a sweet man.
we've been
Look at him,
dating.
He's in love, Burger.
Oh.
Tim's in love. See, this is great.
Christ.
We told you. We said, "Wow." So you wait.
We've been courting, as she calls
So
it.
wait, hold on. Though, wait. Your secretary. Wait, she's your secretary. Helen. Wait.
Well, like I said, I live where I work. I'm not afraid to mix dip the pen company. Like, I like the way this is working with my girlfriend and my secretary being the same person. It's like
so wait, well, girlfriend's
I
a
don't have
big.
to
He's dropping
I don't have to
another
feel
bomb.
temptation with the secretary because she's my girlfriend already.
He's got a girlfriend, Burger. This motherfucker
Oh my
didn't tell us
God.
he has a girlfriend. Shit, dude. This is
Well,
great.
I'm really happy and I'm thankful that you guys
Helen.
like
I'm
it.
really proud.
Helen. All right.
How old is she?
I don't know why you're still asking that. It's
I mean, it doesn't matter. Age is just a number. Just out of curiosity.
she's
It's
older.
an old school name for sure.
She's older. She likes good music.
Like 37, 30, 38. I feel like she's like an older chick. She's probably got like 2 kids. But they're like kind of in their teenage years. 30, 36.
I said 38.
Oh,
Those are some interesting guesses. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just thinking of I okay. It could be maybe we're way off. 19. I mean
That's too young.
that is okay.
Even
Okay.
yeah. 40. Is she 40? That's okay if she's 40.
She's over 40.
Oh shit! Over 40. Okay, Helen. All right, I'm gonna go.
So what about you guys? Do you guys have anything going on? Like Kirk, do you got a girlfriend? I know Mr. Berger's been seeing a guy.
There's really no real girlfriend per se. There's always a couple ladies in the mix.
I see you on your phone all the time. I imagine you might have something.
Yeah, I got a couple. Hold on a second. No. Don't pivot from this. All right. Because we were just trying to get. You just told us you have a girlfriend, and then you just told us your girlfriend's over 40 years old. Hold on, I'm not gonna let you get it. I'm not gonna start
that's
spilling
true.
on my business, on stuff about me right now when we're trying to figure out this answer to this question here.
I don't know why you're so interested. I mean, age is just a number.
Well,
and
that's true. You're right. That's
we
true.
really
But
like
you just
each other, so I don't know what the big deal is.
But I guess you're right. It's more nefarious that she's your secretary, and that's an HR issue. You think?
Thankfully, there is no HR. Like I said, this is, like you said, this is kind of an underground business kind of deal. I'm doing my own security. I'm my own HR. I'm my own accountant.
I guess where can you go wrong?
It's perfect when you are your own HR and then you start dating your employees.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
this has got to go. This has got to go through HR. I got to send this to the HR.
HR
department.
says you gotta blow me.
Oh yeah, they said it's fine.
Hold on, I need to fax it over to HR. Then you just go to the fax machine. You just send a fax and you just kind of wait there for a second.
I am the fax machine.
Just wait. You wait. Hold on. I sent an email over to HR real quick to see if this is okay. And yeah, no.
HR says fuck off.
Is this chick older than 50?
I don't know what you want me to say.
You hesitated. You would have
Helen
definitely
is
spoke up
67,
sooner.
okay?
What? Wait, what? 57?
67.
67 years old? Helen is...
I wish you wouldn't say it that way.
You shouldn't say it that way.
That's really rude. I'm not gonna let her listen to
sorry.
this.
It's the way you said it.
I don't want you. Don't treat Helen this way, okay?
67. Oh.
She
Does
deserves,
she-
she deserves
wait,
better than this
wait.
treatment. This
You're-
is just outrageous.
Wait, you're that
How old are you, Tim?
Tim.
28.
Promise?
Dude, this chick's 50 years older than you, man. 40 years
Mm.
older than you. Mine's only 50. Who could? Oh my God, dude.
She knows a lot of stuff.
How did that happen?
Well, like I said, we just got along in the Hobby Lobby, and
67. I can't
Everybody
believe
gets
this.
along at Hobby Lobby.
Oh, this is so.
It's the
was
friendliest
particularly
place on earth. There's always Christmas at
friendly
Hobby
and
Lobby.
I can't believe this. I apologize for that outburst I just had laughing. This is unbelievable.
I don't know why.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's love conquers all.
How did this happen? How do you just sleep with some random 67-year-old that you
That's
meet
not
at
how
a
it started.
Hobby Lobby?
My God. Took at least till the third date to get a kiss.
Oh.
What kind of girl do you think she is? Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Cheese and rice.
Does she have children?
Hold on. How did you get Burger, you ask your question.
Does she have children? Does she have kids? They're adult children, obviously, now.
She never had children,
Oh man.
thankfully. I mean, she got to live a very free life as a childless adult woman.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this tonight. I know you gotta work early tomorrow.
But she's very interested in my children. I'll have you know that.
What do they call her,
She's
Nana?
supportive.
Do they call her Nana? Do they
I
call her
told
Nana?
them to call her Helen.
But what do they call her?
Grandma. Like, that's mom. You call her mom.
Tom understands when Dad says Helen, he means it. But Jenny's a little younger, and she is confused about what to call her. But
Is Helen bothered by being called that?
Helen doesn't mind. She's a very open, welcoming person.
Does she have an old lady hairdo?
She said she has a beautiful head of hair that
Is it curly or wavy or
no,
straight?
it's
Is it above her? Is it above her jawline?
Yeah, how far does it travel?
it's a little shoulder length.
Shoulder length. Is it wavy or is it just straight?
So
Pretty
unprofessional.
Yeah. Is it stringy or is it like kind of thick?
What kind of question is that? I mean, it's good.
It's good.
I don't know if one of your resolutions is about caffeine or not, but there's a really great coffee spot you can swing by on your way to work tomorrow.
Okay, yeah. Anything.
If you need it, because I know we're going late, so that's what I'm saying. We're going late, so you're gonna need coffee tomorrow. And
yeah, you know one of those little boutique shops?
I got a great place I've been going to for a little bit now. It's really good. Great coffee. It's like the best part of waking up,
Right, the coffee?
the Folgers in your cup. It's not Folgers, obviously. Ha, ha, ha.
No.
Anyways, hold on. Let's go back to hell. Yeah. But I'll let you know the spot. There's a good spot. I'll let you know once we're done
Better
for
not
tomorrow.
be like Vultures.
Well, no. This is good shit. This is like imported and like kind of beans. and
Imported?
stuff. Yeah.
Ecuador?
No. They get brought in from like Cleveland. Like it's good.
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland, like Ohio.
Are they growing? Are they growing
They're
the
not
beans
growing
in
it there.
Cleveland, or are they're getting it from
Cleveland
somewhere else? Is
coffee.
Cleveland like a hub?
They're getting the beans from Cleveland, and it's good beans. I mean, it's like Cleveland beans.
Nobody ever talks about getting their beans
Yeah, I've never
from
heard of
anywhere
that.
within the continental United States. It's like maybe Hawaii coming from
I
Cleveland.
mean, I can
No,
understand if they're
I've
an
never heard of anything.
importer like me. It's a very
Yeah, you should understand.
but that's not where the beans come from.
Where would the beans come from for a Lucky Sunshine Company branded bean thing?
Well,
Cleveland-
we'll discuss
Cleveland is-
that if we discuss their.
Well, I'm just saying Cleveland is a. I don't know. I don't see what's wrong with Cleveland.
We live outside of Seattle. This
I
is
thought
like
we
the
got
coffee
fresh
capital
beans.
of the United States.
Why would you need it from across the country?
It's just good. It's good coffee. I mean, who? If they grow good dope in
Okay.
Nebraska,
Okay,
it's good dope, right? It's still
Yeah.
smokable. It's still good stuff. I mean, if it's
maybe they got a special roaster in Cleveland.
I guess I haven't asked her what her supplier's deal is. I just was like, this is great coffee. Where you get it from?
It's
and they
like
get brought
a-
in from.
She's like the owner of the business.
She's usually the gal that's there when I go by. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know if she owns bit of it. I don't really think so. She's kind of younger,
okay.
but yeah.
What's her name?
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm just wondering.
You see the same chick every.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but
She's
why would I put her name out there for everyone to?
that's a good point. What's this place called?
Hold on. Where? What? Who
thought-
gives a shit where I drink
Well, this is
good
a great
delicious
place to
coffee?
get coffee. You're gonna have
Obviously,
beans.
sorry, I brought it up. I just know that Tim had mentioned during the last bathroom break
Looking
that
for some good
it
coffee.
was getting late, and I was mentioning we're gonna get down to the bottom of the 67-year-old geriatric grandma girlfriend that you have.
Wow.
Well, I feel like you're being. Now
And
you're
why is he
pivoting.
getting
You're
so
trying
defensive?
to project your
He's
insecurities
getting
onto
so
him.
defensive right now.
I'm not getting defensive. I just feel like you're pivoting for. You can't drop a bomb on the listeners by saying, "Oh, I have a 67-year-old."
I want to know why you're getting Cleveland beans in Seattle. Who's this lady?
I feel like you're trying to project.
hold on. I'm not filling out their supply order at the end of the month going, well, we're getting our beans from Cleveland.
Well,
what
why
I'm
would you
saying
mention
is
that?
that this is good.
Have you been
coffee.
talking to her about where the beans
It's
come from?
good coffee. And I said, oh, this is great coffee. Where do you get the beans from? And she said, I don't know. They're shipped in from like Cleveland, it says here.
All right. Well, I like good coffee as much as the next guy. So I'd like to know the name of this coffee.
Yeah,
truck
I'll
you're
let you
talking
guys know.
Yeah, just tell us.
Advertising. It's a spot. It's a really cool spot called Coffee Cans.
Coffee cans.
Yeah, Coffee Cans.
Where's this located?
It's just right. It's right off the highway there. When
Right
you're
by
heading
the
when you're heading
highway.
south.
It's called coffee cans.
Coffee cans. Is the color scheme of coffee cans black, white, and pink?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, but that
This
all
is
those
a very-
all those coffee stands like foo.
No. This is a different
Hold
type.
on, you got a 67-year-old girlfriend. Why are we not talking about that?
Because I just heard about a place called Coffee Cans.
Yeah,
Who drinks coffee from a can?
best Folgers. We just said there's like Folgers coffees in a
dog
can.
shit coffee.
But yeah, so like you have that's
So how
like,
much are you paying for coffee out of a can?
Hold on,
This-
that's half of the half of the coffee stand business is a punny name that you have where it's like ooh la latte or
Okay,
whatever, and you pull
okay.
over to
How much is it?
No, that's
How much do you pay when you go there?
ooh la latte. That sounds like a titty barista stand. And coffee
Yeah.
cans.
I mean, just let me know. Like, what are you paying? Are you tipping? Like, what's the tip like there?
I don't have to tell you how much I'm paying for coffee there. I'm buying good coffee, good quality Cleveland coffee. I didn't know that was such a fucking thing. I didn't know it was such a non-thing, I guess. I feel like you guys are acting like I'm getting worked over or something because I'm stopping. I'm doing something that everyone else does. I get a fucking coffee from my favorite. Everyone has a favorite coffee spot they go to, and if they don't, then I'll direct them towards mine. Sorry, shit, fuck. I mean,
Coffee cans. Coffee cans.
Coffee
This is-
can seems like
Yeah.
No, I know which one you're talking about. This is a titty barista stand.
Oh.
I wouldn't. Oh, Come on.
That's exactly what it is. It's a titty barista stand.
A titty barista.
You look like the kind of guy who'd go to one.
Oh,
come on.
I mean, how much? I mean,
I guess.
How much are they wearing?
It's called a bikini barista, and they're just wearing like a bathing suit. Okay, so like I wouldn't call it like a titty. It's not like they're like naked and they're like, like grinding on stuff like it's some kind of like strip club Hooters joint. Like it's
and
just,
Hooters, they wear more than a swimsuit.
I was trying to cut out energy drinks. Okay, I'm like, I need to stop drinking so many energy drinks. But I also like to drink caffeine. So I was like, I need to get some caffeine. So I pull off to this. It was Kismet. I pull off to this spot. Coffee cans. I get a tall. I like iced coffee. Sorry, I get an iced mocha. And it was delicious. And I thought it was fantastic.
That's what keeps you coming back.
And the beans, I just thought the beans were great. Just like on that episode of Curb. It's the beans. And so when I saw the episode, I'd seen an episode of Curb, and I thought, well, fuck, I'll ask about the beans. I said, where do you get the beans from? She said, Cleveland.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And that's what, Porcelain seemed to know the answer. I'm guessing people I had asked before. So
What was her name?
Porcelain?
Did you say porcelain?
Like,
yeah, Porcelain.
That was the name of the titty barista.
The barista. Okay, have a little respect.
All right.
Well, let's talk about.
they're in a bikini.
Let's talk. Hey, at
Okay,
least she
so
wears
her-
one. You got a 67-year-old.
Her wild years are way past. Helen is a very upright citizen now.
She wears clothes while she's working.
Yeah, exactly.
Unlike
He's-
Porcelain.
When I
Hold
want
on.
to.
Tim's dating a 67-year-old, and we're turning this around because I like to get coffee from a nice young gal who happens to wear a bathing suit top. Can we not? Come on.
It's January.
I have a real relationship.
Exactly. I would love to talk about that. You're dating a 67-year-old woman.
What do you got going on?
You're living in an office building, and you're dating a 67-year-old woman.
And you're fucking paying to see titties.
I'm not paying for anything. I'm paying for delicious coffee.
Yeah. Well, I don't like it.
Well, I mean, come on. I'm a regular guy, like I see a pretty girl, I'm gonna want to probably keep talking to her,
Yeah.
She talked to me and we talk sometimes and stuff. So it's like
Me too. That's why
we talk and I've been laying kind of going the long route. I thought, better myself a little bit and then kind of get in there.
You talking to
Well,
her?
You mean you're trying to get with her?
Well, I mean,
like
it
date her?
can't hurt. Like if she's always so like nice and stuff, and then like you see her more often, and she's really excited to see me.
Oh,
And I'm excited to see her.
she's.
And so it's like,
What else do you know about her? What's this young lady like?
well, she's like she's like really pretty, and she's into like really good tunes and stuff. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you shared your music with her?
Like my band, like she hasn't. I don't know if she's checked it out yet.
What do you mean?
Well, I haven't really. The last time I went through, I asked if she said she hadn't really had a chance to when I saw her.
okay.
When I saw her when I got coffee last
What'd
time.
she tell you she likes?
She was telling me, she's like, oh yeah, I like all that old school stuff.
Old school.
Yeah. So it was like, oh, she must have really good taste. Everyone, old school is good
Yeah.
stuff.
What else? Any bands?
What was her definition of old school? Just out of curiosity.
She didn't really go into it much. Oh.
But so what does she like to do?
Well, our conversations, I mean, like, she's working, so I can't just stand there and always talk to her,
Okay.
And then, like, and, she's a busy gal, a busy guy, so it's not like we're always, able to answer messages. And,
Oh, you got her number?
no.
I know a lot of girls
No.
these days are using like Snapchat.
I mean, I gave her,
or-
I gave her my card with my number on it, so she has my number,
right.
and like I've told her, like, hey, hey,
Go ahead.
like, hey, if you're looking for anything to do this weekend, like, hit me up,
Yeah.
because you just gotta be you just gotta try to be confident with it,
Right.
Women,
how do
that's
you-
The most important thing is women love confidence.
Yeah.
Women don't really have a lot of superficial type of attitudes about things. It's basically just they care basically what's on the inside. They care about behavior and chivalry, and this is what I've been told. I don't have any experience in this field, thank God.
Yeah, this would be like listening to someone who analyzes soccer, like analyzes professional soccer, analyze a baseball game, like in baseball, if you throw a strike and hit a home run out of the park, that you're gonna do dandy and score runs. Like, what the fuck? I honestly, I don't know how we got so far off the topic of your new girlfriend, but
Well, I don't really want to bring up Helen publicly too much because I have respect for her. But sounds like you've been messaging this girl.
Well-
Young girl. I don't know how young. Where's
well,
the bikini?
it's kind of a
In a barista store.
well, okay. So okay, guys, like off air, when we were off air, and we were talking about like streaming and like Twitch and stuff, and how like certain people on Twitch, the guy was playing Animal Crossing Burger, and he was getting tipped and stuff. It was like super tips and stuff like that. Like, she's got like there's like payment issue going on with her phone.
Payment issue.
Yeah, so like the only way she can really talk is like through the computer and stuff. So like,
Oh.
so we're talking on like this messaging app, but then you have to like, like you can send tips and stuff through it, and like, she, I've sent some to her, and like, she can send some to me if she wanted to and stuff. So
I don't know if it's something you want to get involved in.
I've heard of people
I don't
spending a lot of money on these kinds
What?
of...
Yeah, I don't want you getting caught up in another one of these scams.
what scam? What scam? What scam?
I just
Love? I mean,
You could call it that.
you don't believe in love.
I just
You
feel.
used to crank.
I just feel
You're just
like
an old
I,
cranky man.
I don't mean to be a
Love, we have love in the
Scrooge.
room. Love is right here in front of us.
All right,
I mean, it comes in all shapes, sizes, ages.
genders.
And what do you mean I fall again? I'm just.
You're paying to message her.
Well, sometimes. I mean, like, she's got. I figure if I help her out now, when she gets her phone, she can hit me up on my iPhone.
Oh.
And then we can go like.
Why do you think she doesn't have a phone?
Payment complication.
Okay. What is the app you're using?
It's it's like a Snapchat, but it's like
It's a bad
it's a-
idea.
it's like a Snapchat, but it's
It's a terrible idea.
I mean, it looks like Snapchat essentially. I just like
What
a
do you
Snapchat.
mean?
It's like a paid version of Snapchat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like premium. something.
Premium.
Well, I mean, like if you were to get Peacock Network Premium, it's for paying for it, obviously. So like, I have Snapchat now, or if I wanted premium Facebook or premium HBO Max, you just pay for that stuff. So that's all this is a paid app called Snapchat, a Snapchat Premium. So, anyways, Tim just got up and left.
You disgusted him.
What?
You guys are going
What?
back and
He's
forth.
He's banging a sick. That woman probably has grandkids. Have you thought about
He
that?
said she didn't have any kids. I don't know if he's telling the truth. He doesn't want to give it all to us at one time. And also, he's trying to divert onto you, and you're dating.
Hold on a
You're
second.
trying to get after somebody who works at a coffee stand, and she takes her clothes off for a living. She's one step below us.
Her clothes, Burger. She's
They're
not
all
taking clothes off,
okay, but her clothes are off while she works.
dude. Come on. If I went to another coffee stand, just because Porcelain is wearing a bathing suit while she delivers coffee, like so many people wish they could pull that off. You know, like is it a sin? It's not a crime.
I'm sure she's the envy of a lot of women. A lot of people
I'm
don't
just
get
saying-
to be in the opportunity that she's in. She probably makes a lot of money on tips from guys who are going to work early in the morning, who are married with children. But she seems like she might just be one step above a stripper.
No, fuck you.
All right.
That's gross.
Did he tell you what app he's using?
No.
Snapchat Premium.
Yeah.
It's like a premium version of Snapchat that you pay, and then you send tips and stuff and fun little like messages back and forth.
She sounds
And then
like
they
she's just
disappear.
extorting
Dude, she
you
likes
with her
me,
shit.
okay? Okay, she likes me. She wouldn't send me. I wouldn't be able to. She definitely would. I would not see the type of stuff that she sends me if she didn't like me. Okay,
Well,
let's put it that
she
way.
sends
Okay.
you good pictures, huh?
Yeah. Well, at least
Videos?
at least Porcelain can actually send good pictures. Okay.
Oh, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but
Well, what I'm saying is that your life is spiraled out of control, Tim. You're dating an old lady now. This is just weird.
she's beautiful. She's
probably-
not some fucking tart selling her tits.
Oof.
Okay,
Oh, come on. Don't be rude.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too. I just don't get it. Does she have grandkids?
No, she
didn't
doesn't have
have
kids.
children.
I have a grandma, Tim. Okay, and my grandma.
Did your grandma go to
And
Woodstock?
my grandma's kind of old. No, my grandma. This chick went to Woodstock.
She's really cool.
Fuck.
Yeah.
She went to Woodstock. She's old enough to go to Woodstock.
Well, she was underage, but no one was keeping track back then.
Well, I think there was an age limit. I think kids were there.
yeah.
Well,
mean-
how old was it? Let's see. How old? 67.
Should have been like 14.
She would have been like 16 or so.
Yeah, somewhere. She's a
Holy shit.
teenager.
She was at Woodstock?
She said it was great. Yeah.
Dude. So you just throw on like the doors and you guys like bang and stuff?
We have great conversation, and she likes it really hard.
Does she have grandkids?
Wait, what? What? She likes what?
She's into a lot of cool stuff. Like good music and stuff I've never tried before
Oh my god.
in the bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you guys would think older would be worse, because I've got so much to learn when it comes from someone like her.
You don't have to elaborate if you're not comfortable.
So tonight we were gonna try
Hey,
this thing called like
hey,
Arab strap.
What? No, I don't want to know.
I guess it was really avant-garde back in the day.
Maybe if I have to see a picture of Helen in order to get, because the image in my mind is just of an old lady,
Like an old, like the
old lady
like
from like
The
Wedding
Shining.
Singer. No, I'm just thinking the old lady from The Wedding Singer. You
I'm
know,
thinking
it's
I'm
like-
thinking the old woman and then that like the room 243 or whatever.
Oh.
That's terrible. No, she's not.
Or
dying.
the witch from The Witch.
Yeah.
You guys are terrible.
Or the witch from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it's just any witch.
Any witch.
I'm just imagining a witch.
Any woman over 60 is a witch. That's horrible.
You people are just-
I don't mean that. I'm sorry, women, ladies. I love you. I love you. You know I do.
You know I do. He says.
That goes.
I
for
mean,
you
he
too,
pays you
porcelain.
for your pictures and
Hey.
he listens to your
No.
babble
Oh my God.
nonsense.
It's very okay. Well, you know.
He believes your lies.
Well,
All right. Well, your
she
guys'
used
New
to date-
Year's
She used to
resolutions.
date an old person, and she,
oh, really?
yeah.
All right, guys. Your New Year's resolutions are coming true. You're finding love, maybe, perhaps. I don't think you need to bicker about it.
Tim,
Especially
no,
since-
Tim claims he found love.
Right. But
I
he
just
wants-
hope- I
Kurt,
just
too.
hope-
I'm happy for Kurt.
I just hope that the angel of death doesn't arrive and take Tim's love away from him. And, rip
and I'm
him
just
away
hoping reality
and turn
doesn't
him
hit
into
anytime
a
soon.
fucking puddle like he was when the last one
Just a
ran out
fucking loser.
because she wanted to get tag teamed by everyone in the office.
So stupid. Well, I think that's about all we have time for.
Yeah, and for the full Rutherford Rants Wrestling episode, you can download that.
It's a separate.
Yeah. So, anyways, congratulations on your love, Tim, with your old lady. That's just gross.
Yeah, have fun
God.
with your fucking.
And Happy New Year, 2021.